What is the periodic table? Objective: trace the development of the modern periodic table of elements. Key terms: chemical symbol, shortened way of writing the name of an element. Periodic, periodic, repeating pattern. Group, vertical column of elements in the periodic table. Period, horizontal row of elements in the periodic table. Shortened names. For many years, scientists had to spell out the names of all the known elements. However, in the early 1800s, a Swedish scientist named Jöns Jacob Berzelius created a new system of representing elements. This system uses letters called chemical symbols. Chemical symbols are a shortened way of writing the names of elements. Define: what is a chemical symbol? Chemical symbols. Chemical symbols are created from the name of each element. There are usually one or two letters in a chemical symbol. The first letter of a chemical symbol is always capitalized. If there is a second letter, it is written using the lowercase. For example, neon is the Ne is the chemical symbol for neon. Some chemical symbols come from the Latin name for the element. The Latin name for lead is plumbum. The chemical symbol is Pb. Some elements have three letters in their chemical symbols. These chemical symbols are temporary until scientists come to an agreement on their permanent names. Explain: how are chemical symbols written? Arranging elements. By the 1800s, scientists had discovered many elements. They began to search for ways to organize these elements. In 1869, a Russian chemist named Dmitry Mendeleev listed the elements in order of increasing atomic mass. Mendeleev noticed that elements with similar properties occurred periodically. The word periodic means to repeat in a certain pattern. Based on the pattern he observed, Mendeleev arranged the elements in rows in a chart. Elements with similar properties were in the same column of his chart, one under the other. Mendeleev's chart was his first periodic table of elements. Figure 324 shows what Mendeleev's periodic table looked like. Describe: how are elements arranged in Mendeleev's periodic table? The modern periodic table. Mendeleev's periodic table was useful, but it had some problems. Some elements did not have properties similar to the other elements in the same column. The discovery of atomic numbers, which occurred about 50 years after Mendeleev's table was developed, led to a new table. By arranging the elements in order of increasing atomic number, instead of increasing atomic mass, all the elements in the same column had similar properties. This new arrangement is known as the modern periodic table of elements. Compare: how is the modern periodic table different from Mendeleev's periodic table? Groups and periods. Look at the periodic table in figure 325. Notice that there are 18 columns. These columns are called groups, or families. Elements that are in the same group have similar physical and chemical properties. For example, lithium, Li, sodium, Na, and potassium, K, are all solids that react explosively with water. Elements in the same group also have the same number of electrons in their outermost energy layers. The table also has 7 rows. Each row is called a period. You can see that period 1 has only 2 elements, hydrogen and helium. The elements in a period do not have similar properties. In fact, the properties of each element in a period change greatly as you move from left to right. However, there is a pattern in a period. Part of the pattern is that each period starts with an element that is solid and ends with an element that is a gas. The first period is the only exception. Elements in the same period also have the same number of energy levels. Compare: How is a group different from a period? Checking concepts. How is the first letter of a chemical symbol written? 2. How are the elements arranged in the modern periodic table? 3. What are the horizontal rows of the periodic table called? 4. How are elements in the same group similar? 5. Which scientist developed the first periodic table? Thinking critically. Infer. Why would a scientist use Berzelius as a system of representing elements? 7. Hypothesize. The symbol for carbon is C. The symbol for cobalt is CO. Why do you think a second letter was added to the chemical symbol of some elements? Why is the second letter written in the lowercase? Interpreting visuals. Use figure 325 to answer the following questions. 8. Identify. The first element in group 17 is fluorine. What is its chemical symbol? 9. Identify. What group do boron, B, and thallium, Tl, belong to? 10. Name. Name at least one element in period 2. 11. Explain. Do you think calcium, Ca, and magnesium, Mg, have similar properties? Explain. 12. Identify. What group do copper, Cu, and gold, Au, belong to? 3. Identify. What period does iron, Fe, belong to?